What's up, guys? Good morning. So this morning was just kind of playing games with me, and I want to show you guys. And then I started recording late, so I don't know what was going on this morning. But as you can see, these were the trades I got in here, sold there, got in here, sold there. So I was pretty much up, and then um, I jumped in here, hoping that this thing was gonna continue, but then it dropped on me, so I had to double up, and then it popped back up, so I sold right there, so that made me up again. So that's basically 3 wins. And then I jumped in right here because I saw volume starting to kick in. You can see volume is higher than the previous bar there. I jumped back in, and then of course it went down on me. And since I was already up, you know, it wasn't it wasn't a big deal. So I figured, okay, maybe the third trade I'd probably just take a small loss. But then it started popping back up. I was thinking about doubling here when it was bouncing off the VWAP, but then it just didn't go lower, and I should have probably bought there to get a better average, but I didn't. Um, I was just I don't know, for some reason I just this whole past couple weeks, like every time I sell, things pop up. Every time I sell, things pop up. So I gave it a little bit of a chance. And of course, it pops up, and I start seeing the wick forming. I pretty much got out. So basically, this was a win, this was a win, this was a win, and this was a win. So it was 4 wins. And then I kind of felt like, I was pushing my luck because of this move over here, how it kind of dropped all the way down pretty quick. So um, after that, I just stopped trading. And then, of course, it goes back all the way up to this level. This thing was just shaky. It was just, I don't know, man. Well, let me play the video so you guys can see what kind of happened. So as you can see, I started recording late. So I jumped in here and watched the movements. And I'm watching the tape. And I'm watching level 2. And I know this area is an issue right there. I know this area is an issue. And then, of course, it starts pulling back. So I was like, okay, this thing's not as strong as it should be. So I got out. And then, of course, it starts going up, right after I sold because I was expecting a bigger move. So I jumped back in here. And of course, I'm patient now at this point because I know it's got to break. It looks like it's getting stronger. And I know it's about to break gold time. I know it's already past this level, so it's got to explode now. So as soon as it explodes, I'm expecting it to go up to like 395, and it just didn't. So I quickly sold. I took profit. Um, that was the second trade. And then right when I sold, it started popping up again. And I'm like, what is going on? Every time I sell, it starts popping up. Then it does this. Then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I did sell at the right time because now it's slowing down. Okay, so let me watch it now. So then I started watching it. Let me fast forward a little bit. Let's close this off. I don't know why this thing doesn't stop my notifications when I'm recording. Before it used to. All right, so let me fast forward a little bit. Okay, so then this candle pops up. I jumped in here because I saw volume kicking in and it looked strong. So I jumped in here, and of course it dropped down on me. So I kind of had to double up because it dropped down so quick. When it drops down pretty quick and it's bouncing off of one of the EMAs or VWAP, of course I'm gonna jump in because if it goes back halfway, because normally if something drops hard and it pops back up, um, I mean, normally when something drops hard, it should pop back up at least halfway. So I was kind of waiting for it to go halfway for me to get out, but then I saw that it immediately went above go time. So then I sold right there. This thing was just so tricky, and then it just continued going. So I jumped back in, and this was the moment where I was like, okay, this thing is just it doesn't know what it wants to do, and I may take a loss this fourth trade here, and it just would not explode. I was expecting it to go above this level, but I also know this level is a resistance area. So I kind of jumped in, so I'm stuck there. I kind of can't do anything now. So all I have to do now, I mean, I'm already up. So, I mean, I could take the risk, So I'm just waiting to see what happens. Let's fast forward here, because then this candle popped up. I'm expecting it to move. I'm like, come on, let's go, let's go. It just wouldn't pop up, and it actually went a lot lower. But I knew as long as it stays um, above VWAP, I'm in a good position. Now, if it starts going below VWAP, obviously, if it's above VWAP, the buyers are still in control. If it's below VWAP, the sellers are in control. So always keep in mind, if it's below this blue line, the VWAP, the sellers are in control. If it's above VWAP, the buyers are in control. So as you can see, as soon as it popped up here, I just got out, man. I was fed up with this stock. I didn't hit my goal, but of course, I'm taking a screenshot. I normally take screenshots and I post on YouTube. Let's stop right here. But as you can see, this was the spot that I stopped at, and then of course it dropped hard. So I thought, you know what, I sold at the right time, but then it just popped right back up. This thing didn't know what it wanted to do, so it was best for me to just stay out of it. Certain times, um, certain times, like when a stock is just so choppy, sometimes you're better off not trading it. You know, I don't know. This one was a choppy one, but I should have jumped in right here. If I had jumped in right here, I kind of had a late start. I was looking for something to trade. I couldn't really identify a good one to trade, and so I jumped in here. If I had jumped in here, I would have been hit my goal between these two candles, and I would have traded 2 minutes. But I couldn't find this one fast enough, and when I found it, it was basically, the bell had already rang, and it was already basically up in this area. But if I had already jumped in right there, I would have hit my goal. But it is what it is, man. 920, not too bad, but not too good either. But it is what it is. This is 6 minutes of trading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was done. So not too bad for 6 minutes. 920. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep this one short, and that's it. And we'll chat on the next one.